Welcome to this exciting tutorial where we will build a simple yet engaging puzzle game using Java. Today, we'll go through the complete process of creating a puzzle game step by step, covering everything from the initial setup to the final touches. Let's get started. First, ensure that you have Java Development Kit, JDK, and an IDE like IntelliJ IDEA or Eclipse installed on your machine. If you haven't installed these yet, pause this video and follow the installation instructions. Now, open your IDE and create a new Java project. We'll name our project Puzzle Game. Once your project is set up, let's create the main class where our game will run. Inside the main method, we will initialize our game window using JFrame from the Swing library. This will serve as the main interface for our game. Let's add a few lines of code to set up the JFrame. Next, we need to add a canvas to draw our puzzle pieces. We'll create a class called GamePanel that extends JPanel. This class will handle the rendering and input for our puzzle game. Let's integrate our GamePanel into the frame. Update the main method to instantiate a GamePanel object and add it to the frame. Now, we want to design our puzzle. For simplicity, let's create a 3x3 grid of puzzle pieces. We will represent the puzzle pieces as numbers in a 2D array. In the paint component method of our GamePanel, we will draw each puzzle piece based on our 2D array. We'll use a loop to iterate over the array and draw rectangles for each number, leaving one space for the empty tile. Let's add some basic styling to our puzzle pieces. We can set a color for our rectangles and a font for the numbers. We'll also add some padding around the text for better visibility. Now that we can display our puzzle, it's time to implement the game logic. We need to handle user interactions, allowing them to click on the adjacent tiles to slide them into the empty space. We'll register mouse clicks on the game panel. Upon a mouse click, we will check if the click tile is adjacent to the empty space. If it is, we'll move that tile into the empty space. We can create a method called swapTiles to handle the logic for swapping the tiles. To determine whether a click tile is adjacent to the empty space, we can create an isAdjacent method. This method will return true if the clicked tile's coordinates are next to the empty tile's coordinates. Let's implement the swap logic inside our swapTiles method. We will replace the tile at the empty space with the clicked tile and set the clicked tile's position to 0. After swapping, we repaint the game panel to reflect the changes on the screen. Now, when we run the program and click adjacent tiles, they should slide into the empty space. Now let's implement a win condition. We can check if the puzzle is in the correct order after each move. If it is, we can display a message to the player. If the player wins, we should display a congratulatory message. This can be done using a JOption pane dialog box. Since there's not much randomness in our game yet, let's implement a shuffle method to randomize the puzzle at the start. For simplicity, we can execute a series of random moves to shuffle the tiles. The shuffle method will create a dynamic and engaging gameplay experience. Once implemented, don't forget to call this method right after initializing the puzzle in the main method. Lastly, we can polish our game by adding additional features such as a timer or a move counter to challenge players. This can be implemented using a timer class. Players can appreciate when their score is shown on the screen once they win. Let's add a JLabel in our game panel to display the number of moves taken. We will increment the move counter each time a valid move is performed. Then, update the JLabel to reflect the current number of moves. To summarize, we now have a functional puzzle game built in Java. Players can interact with the game, solve puzzles, and keep track of their progress. Make sure to test and tweak any additional mechanics you'd like to implement. I hope you find this tutorial helpful and that you enjoy building your puzzle game. From here, you can expand on this foundation with even more features, designs, and mechanics. If you found this video useful, don't forget to like it and subscribe for more tutorials like this one. I'd love to see your implementations of this puzzle game, so please share them in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Happy coding!